Welcome to the special edition of Africa on Trial. Gamma Coffee is my name. Africa on Trial is the program. We are celebrating 2 years in existence as Africa on Trial. And in studio today, I have a guest who happens to be the person behind Africa on Trial and is here to tell us exactly how did Africa on Trial came to be. We have some few questions that we just want to understand the reason Africa on Trial was created. Why do we have a channel called Africa on Trial? I welcome Oliver Chenyama in studio and welcome sir to the studios. Africa on Trial, how did it came about? Was there anything in mind that was exactly the reason why you had to come up with Africa on Trial? What is the purpose of Africa on Trial? How did Africa on Trial came about? Well, we cannot only look at one answer to that question. I will say Africa on Trial came about because of the anger in us as Africans, the unsatisfactory results that we are getting from our leaders. The promises year in, year out are not being fulfilled by our leaders, giving us the hopes that they know they are not intend to keep. These are some of the things. That's why we came out to have a program or a channel Africans themselves can come into and talk about the issues that are on the ground, the issues that are being neglected by the large media groups out there. So that's why we came to have a channel called Africa on Trial. The purpose, it's not only one, because in the purpose of creating the Africa on Trial channel, we looked into different things. The purpose was not only based on one idea or one wish. We thought of different things that we could have achieved. It might not be in our lifetime, but if someone can set a ball rolling. So in that question, the purpose of Africa on Trial is to bring Africans together. The unification of Africa, it's very important, because I can assure you, or I can guarantee you one thing, that if us as Africans we are not united, that's where the beneficiaries are still getting more from us. That's why the colonial masters are still out there, because they know the division amongst us, it's so big that they still benefiting from that. You yourself, Gamma Coffee, you did a program where you were talking about the countries that are still paying France. Those countries are still paying France because France managed to disunite them. France managed to put them apart from each other so that they cannot sing with one voice. All the boundaries, call us with different names, and we are so proud of that, to call ourselves and to identify ourselves with the small countries that we have in Africa. And that's the whole purpose that we're here. Why can't we come back? What is it that we can try to see if it's working or if it's not working? Hence the name Africa on Trial. Let's try, let's bring this to a courtroom where we as ourselves can be the judges, we ourselves can be the jury, we can be the people, and we can be the ones to defend the case. So in the case, we are saying, what is it that we can do, and what is it that is working as Africans, and what is it that is not working in Africa? Once we look into all those things, we'll be able to tell which ones are working and which ones are not working. But at the moment, I will give you an example. The stories in Nigeria right now, big media outlets are not covering it. You hardly hear of the things that are happening in Nigeria. But if you ask the people who are in Nigeria, I have a couple of friends who are in Nigeria. Not that they're outside of Nigeria, they are inside Nigeria. And when they tell you the stories that are happening there, you tend to wonder why the news is not out there. The big media outlets, they are being controlled by the same people who their purpose is to divide us, to make sure that we don't realize our potential. All these sufferings that we see in Africa, it's because we are not willing to come together. We think the system is working in our countries. The systems will never work in African countries as long as the African countries are still sitting on their own, are still operating in their own administration without coming together of all the 54 countries in Africa. When we are talking about the purpose, we're looking at the unification as the main purpose. If Africa can come together, that will perform wonders. We won't even pray for miracles. Imagine you traveling from one country in Africa to another without any documents that you have to stop at the border and they have to stamp you. Imagine walking in Africa with one currency, transacting in anything that you want to do in one currency. Right now, as we're speaking, Africa has no currency that you can travel with in Africa and it will still have a value. Those are the things that we are looking at to say, why can't we look at the things that are important? Yes, there are other things that we can talk about. We can talk about education, we can talk about health, we can talk about environment, but all in all, there are key issues, fundamental issues that once we sort those out, the rest will fall into place, because we are unable to achieve what we are supposed to achieve in health. The good example right now is the vaccine for COVID. It sounds silly and stupid for the whole continent without having one place, one plant where they can manufacture their own vaccines. We are still struggling, and now look what the outside world is telling us. We have to vaccinate our people first, then whatever remaining, then we'll send it to you. It tells us that we are still victims of the system, and until we realize that what we are doing now, it's not helping, we will still be in the same position. And that's exactly what the white people, I will say this again, that's exactly what the white people want us to be, and they've already found a position for us. It's where they have put us. The more we press on, the more we realize, the more we teach our people, the more we understand how the system works, it will be the only way for us to find our own way, our own path. But until then, all what we're talking about right now, it's let's come together as Africa. What is it so hard for us that we can come together? What is it that you're benefiting in Nigeria? What is it that you're benefiting alone in Congo? What is it that you're benefiting alone in Cote d'Ivoire? What is it that you're benefiting alone in Malawi? If you look around in all these countries, there is something that was placed in another country that if we come together and we utilize what we have in Africa, it will be simple for us to develop. But we are able to develop in a way that we wish. That's why you find out that a lot of people in Africa, if today our governments can announce that there are free tickets going to United States of America, I bet you that most of the youth, even the old people, they will be queuing on the long queues waiting to receive those tickets. Why? Because America, they realized that the only way for them to prosper was to come together. They said, let's come together and form one United States. Sometimes we just have to learn from what others are doing and the things that are working. In this case, we are saying, let's look at the things that we can learn from others, things that we can emulate from others, the things that we say we can try and we can find a way to do better in those areas. So that's the reason why Africa on Trial is here. That's the reason why we're saying that the purpose of Africa on Trial is the first fundamental reason. It's for us to unite, for us to come together as Africans. Let's forget about the borders. Let's forget about the names of the countries. Let's use the names of the countries for administration purposes only. The system has failed us long enough. How long should we sit here wondering when is it gonna change? And the question is, who's gonna change the system? Are we waiting for another Messiah? Are we waiting for another Moses? We are the Moses, we are the Messiah in our own generation, in our own era. Let's think as Africans. Let's visit our history. Let's see how best we can come together as Africans. And that's the reason, that's the main purpose of us creating the channel Africa on Trial. It's for us to try the things that are working. What are the plans for Africa on Trial for the African continent? And your last word on Africa as well as on Africa on Trial. I should thank you, Gamma Coffee, for being there for the team. From the feedbacks that we've received, the programs that we've been doing, actually I should say first of all, we come out with different titles on different names of the programs based on the things that are happening in Africa. When I sit down and think of the way Africa is, the system, the government systems in Africa has failed us. Year in, year out, people are suffering. Looking at the high unemployment rate in Africa, it's so frustrating when you read the articles that are telling you that Africa has all the mineral resources that one can think of, and yet the high unemployment rate, and yet we are unable to produce our own vaccine, a vaccine that will be healthy to our people, because there are speculations out there that people are dying from the vaccines. There are speculations that the vaccine has been created for some other reasons. Why is it that the the African Union can't see the bigger picture? How can we protect our own people without buying from outside? We have scientists in Africa, we have doctors, we have CDCs in Africa, places where they deal with different diseases. Why can't they use all those facilities, all those places, to create a place where they can start manufacturing vaccine as Africans? Some other countries in Africa managed to come up with remedies. I don't know if that's the right word, but they managed to come up with a certain recipe for the cure or the prevention of COVID. But then what happened? All the African countries, they are busy purchasing the drugs from outside, vaccine from outside. These are the things we're saying, like Africans, what is it that we're trying to achieve? By the end of the day, we are poor countries enough, taking billions of dollars. Unfortunately, we use the word dollars in Africa. It's very unfortunate when we as Africans, 54 countries in Africa, we are still using a dollar as a point of reference when it comes to currency. It's very shameful when we think of these things. But who else do we blame? It's us, because we as Africans, we are so relaxed and thinking that whatever the white people are doing is the right thing, and whatever the white people give us, we should receive with open arms, and whatever white people give us, it's certified. Anything that we think of and doing as Africans, it's evil. There can be one or two plans that we are opting to achieve, and I'm saying one or two because I do believe that these one or two plans that we're talking about, they are the big plans that we are really want to achieve as Africans. The first is to see Africa coming together, in that we want to see Africa having one currency. We want to see Africa having one military command center. We want to see Africa dissolving the borders. Once we can achieve these, I'm saying, and Africa on Trial is saying that once we achieve all these things, everything will fall into place. Everything that we are struggling right now won't be a struggle anymore, because we are unable to share even the ideas as Africans, because we are busy trying to develop our territories. If we can come together as Africa, it will be easy for us to transform. Let's think of these things and try to come up with a solution to African economy, because once our economy has been set free, once our economy is in motion, we'll be able to achieve everything healthy. I talked about education, the environment, and all other things. It will be easy for us if we have a currency that is strong. But the moment we are talking about the US dollars to be the currency, the point of reference in currency in Africa, then we are doomed. Thank you so much. My last words won't be much. My last words will be, there are people outside there, when they watch programs like this, more especially Africans, my interest is not for any other race apart from Africans. My interest is only African race, and that's where my interest and my concern is. The others, when they sit down and watch these type of programs, they have that mentality, that slavery mentality. And I know it's not your fault. We know you are being trapped in the system. Don't realize the potential that is there, out there, sitting there, waiting for us to realize one key, waiting for us to realize the right door for us to open. Right now, each and every country in Africa, it's busy trying to open different doors, and that's where the problem is, because the doors that we are busy opening, behind it there is only one person, a white person, and these white people, they are happy to still oppress us. We might think that we are free, yes, independence, freedom, democracy, and all these type of things that we think we have, it's being controlled by those who are against us. Remember, the golden rule simply means that the one with God is the one who makes the rules. So we are running to the one who has the God, and he is the one who is making the rules. And unfortunately, at the moment, we are not the ones. It's time for us to realize that slave mentality, it's real. Slave mentality, it's making us as Africans to hate each other to the core. Slave mentality, it's found in churches, it's found in mosques, it's found in politics, it's found wherever we are, because it's the system that was created for us not to realize our own potential. We need to find a way to break away from the chains. We need to find a way to come out of the slave mentality. Thank you so much, Gamma Coffee, for having me, and thank you so much for continuing doing good programs. Thank you so much, Gamma Coffee. There is a birthday behind this special edition, and the birthday is for the station itself, and we are saying congratulations for keeping the station standing for 2 years, and we thank you for the programs and the ideas. Is there a song in particular that you want us to play in celebration of the birthday? One great song from Fela Kuti. That's my best African musician of all times, Fela Kuti. Any song from Fela Kuti will do. Thank you so much.
Gentleman at all, I not be gentleman at all, I not be gentleman at all, I not be gentleman at all at all,
I not be gentleman at all.
Babada, bada bada, babada bada bada. I not be gentleman at all, I not be gentleman at all. I don't be gentleman at all. I don't be gentleman at all at all.
I don't be gentleman at all.
I be African man, original.
I don't be gentleman at all.
I be African man, original.
I don't be gentleman at all.
Then call you, make you come chop. You chop small. You say you belly full. You say you be gentleman, you go hungry, you go suffer, you go quench. I no be gentleman like that.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
I be African man, original.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
I be African man, original.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
I be African man, original.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
They go your way, the JJ way. Somebody come bring original trouble. You know talk, you know act. You say you be gentleman, you go suffer, you go tire, you go quench. Me I not be gentleman like that.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
I be African man, original.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
I be African man, original.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
Africa hot, I like I'm so. I know how to go here, but my friends don't know. He put in socks, he put in shoe, he put in pant, he put in singlet, he put in trouser, he put in shirt, he put in tie, he put in coat. He come cover with him heart. He be gentleman. He go sweat all over. He go faint right down. He go smell like shit. He go peaceful body. He no go know. You say you be gentleman. I no be gentleman like that.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
I be African man, original.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
I be African man, original.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
I be African man, original.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
I no be gentleman at all at all.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
I be African man, original.
I no be gentleman at all. Oh.
Ha, babada, 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 babada.
Thank you so much wherever you are as Africans. Thank you so much, as he said that his passion is only on the Africans. He is not interested in any other race but the African race. And I do concur with him. The reason why Africa on Trial, we are here to channel us as Africans into a direction that we once had. We are saying we once had because we know before we were colonized, before slavery. Right now we are busy running other people's race. Like he said, we are busy opening different doors. These doors, they're leading us to different white people's areas where they are telling us what to do, because we are going out there in different directions begging, but if we can come into one direction. Africans, we are smart. He spoke about the vaccinations that we are purchasing, that we are buying from outside. And we as Africans, we are capable of producing all these things that we are talking about. A richest continent with richest minds. Why can't we come together as Africans, like he said, for us to come up with places where we can manufacture our own stuff? Not only the vaccine, like he said, the golden rule. He who has the God makes the rules. We have the God. We are the ones who have the raw materials that the outside world is looking for. We should be the ones making the rules. We should be the one to control our own markets. But it's not like that. And I'm sure that's the whole reason why we are here. And he said that until you and I emancipate the mental slavery, then we are done. The reason why we are here, yes, some of you might get bored. Some of you might even want to switch off this and look for another program that entertain you. Yes, we know victims love entertainment. Leaders love solutions. If we can come together as Africans, we will build the development that we want. We will have the economies that are not being controlled by the ones who we are busy opening the doors for. Until next time, Africa on Trial, the special edition. Happy birthday, 2 years in existence. We love you all. Stay blessed. See you next time.